Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the City of Little Rock Board of Directors meeting for January 23rd, 2024. Welcome those that are watching and streaming online as well. Madam Clerk, if you would, please call the roll.
Director Miller.
Here.
Director Richardson. Director Peck.
Here.
Director Hines.
Present.
Director Lewis.
Here.
Director Wyrick.
Present.
Director Campiris. Director Phillips.
Present.
Director Adcock. Vice Mayor Webb.
Here.
Mayor Scott.
Here, I now will ask City Director Andrea Lewis to give the invocation.
Everyone bow your heads. Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity today. Thank you for giving us all that we need in order to make this meeting. Allow us to do the city's business with dignity and clarity and full understanding and transparency. Thank you for everyone who plays a part in keeping the city safe. Thank you for the police, the medical, everyone that really does play a part. Please, God, give us all that we need to get this meeting taken care of in a timely fashion, and again, full transparency and understanding. And just want to, again, keep in prayers for Bruce Moore's family and everyone who actually played a part or actually benefited from his life. So with all these things, in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Will you please stand for a pledge of allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Members of the board, I want to share, and I'll pass around, starting to my right, and then we'll come back in reverse to my left. Our National League of Cities Milestone Award, which honors the City of Little Rock for 50 years of membership within the National League of Cities. I know many members of the City Board are very active and get a lot of key learnings on how to benchmark what we're doing here in the city to continue to get better, and just wanted to take the time to share this. I'll pass this around first to my right to City Director Antoine Phillips. Director Adcock, when you're done looking at it, if you'll just pass it back, and we'll make certain that Vice Mayor Webb and Directors Lewis and Hines have opportunity to review it. Secondly, I will read a proclamation for the National Day of Racial Healing. Is anyone here? Is Miss Whitney Burrell here? I know she was working to try to get here. If not, I'll just read it. Whereas, like those who came before us, it is our duty to protect the residents within and visitors to the City of Little Rock and maintain communities in which all are given the opportunity to succeed. It is crucial that we collaboratively work earnestly to create courageous and supportive environments that acknowledge the traumatic past, promote the healing of the wounds created by racial, ethnic, and religious bias as we collectively work to build an equitable and just society so that all of Little Rock's people can thrive. Whereas all persons have the right to be provided every opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive in environments that are nurturing and do not violate their safety, dignity, and humanity, each person has the opportunity to exhibit an act of kindness to make a simple change within themselves that can have profound effect on our entire society. And whereas it is essential that we all dedicate ourselves to the principles of truth, racial healing, and transformation so that we truly can bring about the necessary changes in attitudes and actions that will propel Little Rock forward as a unified force where racial biases will become a thing of the past. Racial healing is a vital and crucial commitment to the education, social, mental, and overall well-being of Little Rock residents. Whereas while the City of Little Rock established a Racial and Cultural Diversity Commission in 1991, since 2019, the City of Little Rock has expanded its commitment to racial healing and addressing other forms of systematic inequities through the creation of the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, as well as the 2021 hiring of the city's first chief equity officer, and has undertaken efforts to increase the focus on the correction of infrastructure, economic, and education inequities, which have contributed to the continued lack of racial harmony, and the elimination of these imbalances is necessary to move forward with racial healing. And whereas the National Day of Racial Healing, observed each year on the Tuesday following the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, is a time to contemplate our shared values and create the blueprint together for how we heal from the effects of racism. It is an opportunity to bring all people together in their common humanity and inspire collective action to create a more just and equitable world. Now, therefore, I, Frank Scott Jr., Mayor of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, do hereby proclaim January the 16th National Day of Racial Healing. I'm now going to ask, as a Parkview Arts and Science Magnet alum, it brings me pride, and also a former member of our football team there years ago, it is a proud honor to ask that the men, not the one time, but the two-time Parkview Arts and Science Magnet High School varsity football team, head coach Brad Bolden, if you all please approach the podium. Let's give them a round of applause. As they're approaching, I'm going to ask City Director Lewis, who is the Ward 6 Director where Parkview resides. Also, her husband is also an alumnus as well. Oh, thanks, Coach. I'm also going to ask Dr. Jamal Wright, Little Rock School District Superintendent. I believe he's here. Once he get through handling business. Members of the City Board and also to the residents of the City of Little Rock, we want to take this time, as we know, this past December, the Little Rock Parkview Arts and Science Magnet High School varsity football team won again, a second time consecutively, the Class 5A state championship. I want to take this honor to recognize them and Coach Brad Bolden as we present to you this plaque on behalf of the entire team. It's just so great to see you all behind us and beside us, and just very grateful for you, how you all stepped up throughout the season. I believe undefeated again? Yes, sir. Undefeated. I want to just make sure we state that again. So thank you so much, Coach Bolden.
Thank you. Well, obviously, I want to thank the mayor for having us and all of the city council for recognizing this football team. It's been a heck of a year. 14-0. It's tough to do. It's really tough in the conference that we played in, and we beat a really good Shiloh Christian team pretty bad. So I'm proud of these guys. This is senior class. There's going to be some tough shoes to fill, and I'm really, really proud of them. They're going to make a big difference in this city and in college when they move on to the next chapter of their lives. But thank you.
Dr. Wright? No comments? All right, well, thank you. We do appreciate you guys. Oh. Would our principal like to say a brief words before we take the photo? Come on.
All right, talking about you, okay. Good evening, everybody. I'm Eric Henderson. I'm the principal, the proud and excited principal of Parkview Arts and Science Magnet High School. You see these gentlemen behind me. They are not only athletes, but they're students, and they're studious, and they have good grades and good records, and they take care of us in our school, and they lift up the spirit of Parkview. So they are the epitome of what Parkview is for an urban school, and they do wonderfully. I'll just give them a round of applause for all that they do. And we have an awesome coaching staff. And so Coach Bolden, we couldn't do it without him. We couldn't do it without the kids. But they work so hard and tirelessly to win this championship. And they make sure they take care of our students. So thank you, Coach. All right.
One other thing real quick, I wanted to present the mayor with some swag here. A hat, a nice pullover. Parkview pullover, so he's got something to wear to the games, and and we appreciate your support too. Yes, sir. Thank you. And Mr. Henderson, thank you for the great job that you've done this year. I'm very proud to be a part of Parkview and that staff there. And we're gonna do the Parkview. Red, white, blue out.
Oh, coming in? Yeah.
Right over Lou, right over Lou.
Smell it? Are we smelling?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. All right. Thank you. Y'all have a good one. All hail the red, white, and blue.
That's right.
Are we done? We done?
All right, members of the board, we have one modification to today's agenda. Addition is M1, which is to authorize the city manager to execute an agreement with Griffin Group Incorporated for demolition services of the structure located at number 2 Overlook Circle. Is there a motion?
So moved. Add to the consent agenda, Mayor.
There's a motion from Director Hines. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, if you would, please read the consent agenda.
A resolution to authorize the City of Little Rock, Arkansas to enter into a declaration of restricted covenants with Women and Children First in the Arkansas Development Finance Authority and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Sidescapes, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $116,100 plus applicable taxes and fees for the purchase of 108 trash receptacles for the downtown Little Rock area and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with McClellan Consulting Engineers, Inc. for construction material testing and engineering consultation for projects contracted by the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with McClellan Consulting Engineers, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $227,500 for a pavement condition assessment of city streets within the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. A resolution to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Resolution 15,034, August 6, 2019, to authorize the city manager to amend the contract amount with McClellan Consulting Engineers, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $76,100 for engineering and design services for the Markham Street pedestrian and safety improvements projects and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Microsoft in an amount not to exceed $98,375.65 plus applicable taxes and fees to provide on-site support and training for the cloud infrastructure and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with River City Hydraulics, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $201,624.48 plus applicable taxes and fees for the purchase of one 13-yard rear-end loader for the Public Works Department Solid Waste Division and for other purposes. A resolution to amend Resolution Number 16,179, December 12, 2023, to authorize the city manager to amend the contract with Siddons Martin's Emergency Group in an amount not to exceed $1,560,533 plus applicable taxes and fees for the purchase of one Pierce Custom Velocity Rescue Truck for the Little Rock Fire Department and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with ACS Playground Adventures in an amount not to exceed $92,000 for the repair of the Fitlot structure at Murray Park that was damaged as a result of the March 31st, 2023 EF3 tornado and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Byrne and Jones Construction in an amount not to exceed $325,000 for the repair of the Reservoir Park tennis courts and pavilion that were damaged as a result of the March 31st, 2023 EF3 tornado and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with M&K Inc. in the amount of $65,000 for the purchase of the property located at 7020 Colonel Glen Road to be used as park property for the construction of the Tri Creek Greenway and for other purposes. A resolution to express the willingness of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas to apply for and utilize federal aid recreational trail program funds from the Arkansas Department of Transportation for Canis Park improvements and for other purposes. A resolution to set February 6, 2024 as the date of the hearing on appeal of the Planning Commission's recommendation of denial for a conditional use permit titled Bowden Manufactured Home Conditional Use Permit located at 1701 East 21st Street in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. A resolution to set February 6, 2024 as the date of hearing on the appeal of the Planning Commission's recommendation of denial for a planned zoning district titled LR Riverview Retreat, STR2 PDC, located at 12040 Rivercrest Drive in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. A resolution to set February 6, 2024 as the date of hearing on appeal of the Planning Commission's recommendation of denial for a planned zoning district titled Kovalchuk, STR2 PDC, located at 13810 Marina Drive in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to execute an agreement with Griffin Group, Inc. for demolition services of the structure located at number 2 Overlook Circle, Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. That concludes the consent agenda.
Move for the adoption of the consent agenda.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, if
I
you...
have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
My hand is up. On item number 1, how much is this and who owns this property?
This is it's, the city leases the property to Women and Children First, and the board authorized a 99-year lease some time ago, and this was needed to, for Women and Children First to be able to utilize the federal funds they're getting.
Are we going to keep ownership of the property?
Yes, ma'am, it's a lease, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Vice Mayor Webb.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to say thank you to Director Collins in particular and to Acting City Manager Jordan Cox, because the addition, the modification that we added tonight, that situation has been dangerous out there, and I appreciate Director Collins had gone by there a couple of weeks ago to look at something. Director Compuris and I get an awful lot of emails and calls about this, and so to Emily and Jamie in particular, the two of y'all, thank you for getting this done.
Thank you so much. Madam Clerk, if you would, please read the grouped items.
An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Haddock 1 STR2 PDC located at 1001 McMath Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Haddock 2 STR2 PDC located at 1003 McMath Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned commercial development titled Hamilton Station Phase 2 Revised PCD located north of 14524 Cantrell Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Southern Magnolia House, STR, PDC, located at 1301 South Cumberland Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Carmen, STR, PDC, located at 523 East 6th Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Lurkowski STR2 PDC located at 917 South Elm Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Pendleton PDR located at 1908 State Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled McDonald STR2 PDC located at 2205 West 13th Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Celebrate Maya Project PDP located at 1722 Wolf Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned and zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 1 STR2 PDC located at 1001 West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned and zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 2 STR PDC located at 1003 West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned and zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 3 STR2 PDC located at 1005 West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 4 STR2 PDC located at 1011A West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned and zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 5 SCR2 PDC located at 1011B West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned and zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 6 STR PDC located at 2004-2006 South Chester Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 7 STR2 PDC located at 2010 South Chester Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to amend Little Rock, Arkansas ordinance number 22,223, March 7, 2023, to authorize the city manager to amend the service agreement with Motorola Solutions, Inc., and to increase the contract amount to $227,422.42, plus applicable taxes and fees for the city's radio infrastructure equipment utilized by the Emergency Communications Department and for other purposes. First reading.
Would it move to second reading, please?
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it. Second reading. Remember.
An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Haddock 1 STR2 PDC located at 1001 McMath Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned and zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Haddock 2 STR2 PDC located at 1003 McMath Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned commercial development titled Hamilton Station Phase 2 Revised PCD located north of 14524 Cantrell Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Southern Magnolia House STR PDC located at 1301 South Cumberland Street. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Carmen Street STR PDC located at 523 East 6th Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Lurkowski STR2 PDC located at 917 South Elm Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned and zoning development and establish a planned development commercial titled Pendleton PDR located at 1908 State Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled McDonald STR2 PDC located at 2205 West 13th Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Celebrate Maya Project PDP located at 1722 Wolf Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 1 STR2 PDC located at 1001 West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 2 STR2 PDC located at 1003 West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 3 STR2 PDC located at 1005 West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 4 STR2 PDC located at 1011A West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 5 STR2 PDC located at 1011B West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthew 6 STR PDC located at 2004-2006 South Chester Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned and zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthew 7 STR2 PDC located at 2010 South Chester Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to amend Little Rock, Arkansas ordinance number 22,223, March 7, 2023, to authorize the city manager to amend the service agreement with Motorola Solutions, Inc., and to increase the contract amount to $227,422.42, plus applicable taxes and fees for the city's radio infrastructure equipment utilized by the Emergency Communications Department. Second reading.
Move to suspend the rules and place on third and final reading.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Third reading. Read it.
An ordinance to approve a planned and zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Haddock 1 STR2 PDC located at 1001 McMath Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Haddock 2 STR2 PDC located at 1003 McMath Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned commercial development titled Hamilton Station Phase 2 Revised PCD located north of 14524 Cantrell Road, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Southern Magnolia House STR PDC located at 1301 South Cumberland Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Carmen Street or STR PDC located at 523 East 6th Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and establish a planned development commercial titled Lorkowski STR2 PDC located at 917 South Elm Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Pendleton PDR located at 1908 State Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled McDonald STR2 PDC located at 2205 West 13th Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Celebrate Maya Project PDP located at 1722 Wolf Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 1 STR2 PDC located at 1001 West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 2 STR2 PDC located at 1003 West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 3 STR2 PDC located at 1005 West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 4 STR2 PDC located at 1011A West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthews 5 STR2 PDC located at 1011B West Charles Bussey Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthew 6 STR2 PDC located at 2004-2006 South Chester Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled Matthew 7 STR2 PDC located at 2010 South Chester Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to amend Little Rock Ordinance Number 22,223, March 7, 2023, to authorize the city manager to amend the service agreement with Motorola Solutions, Inc., and to increase the contract amount to $227,422.42, plus applicable taxes and fees for the city's radio infrastructure equipment utilized by the Emergency Communications Department. Third and final reading.
Members of the board, before I go to Director Hines, I want to recognize the cards that are for. No need to state that you're for, since we've gone through 3 readings, but I want to call the names. Edward Haddock is for item number 16. Edward Haddock is for item number 17. Jess Griffin is for item number 18. Bobby Matthews is for items 25 through 31. Angela Matthews is for items 25 through 31. Jamar Moore is, well, actually, that's another item. Director Hines.
Yes, Mayor. Mine's for something after we get done with this before we go to our separate item.
All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, if you would, please read item number 33.
An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Bull STR2 PDC located at 2008 North Harrison Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. First reading.
Move we suspend the rules and place on second reading.
There's a motion, is there a second? Second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, second reading.
An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Bull STR2 PDC located at 2008 North Harrison Street, Little Rock, Arkansas. Second reading.
Move we suspend the rules and place on third and final reading.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, third reading.
An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled Bull STR2 PDC located at 2008 North Harrison Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas.
Thank you. We've now had 3 readings. I'll now bring to the podium Jamar Moore.
My name is Jamar Moore. I'm owner of Moore Handy Company. I offer handy services. Furniture assembly. Also, I am a local support for short-term rental coordination for owners. I'm here to support Ms. Jody Bowl on item number 33. Again, my name is Jamar Moore with Moore Handy Company. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Ms. Jody P. Bull, didn't say it. Bull.
Yes, sir, that's me.
Please speak.
Yes, I put a very short presentation together for the approval of my short-term rental. Is that something that I can pass out?
You can definitely pass out the paperwork.
Okay, I have 12 copies right here.
Miss Ashley will get it.
Okay, thank you, Miss Ashley. Okay, it's going to be very short. I'd like to say a couple of things to the board this evening. This is a privately owned home. I'm a preservationist. I remodeled a 1930 home in the Heights to retain the character. I think that's very important. I also installed a new tree because I don't know if people realize it, but in the Heights, there is an ordinance to replace any trees that have been taken out or that might have died due to storms, that you put in a new tree. So I've done that. There is ample parking on this property, and I have 100 feet of parking. It's a very small home. It's only a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. I'm hoping for like 1 or 2 people to rent occasionally, but this is a second home for me, and I plan on retiring in Little Rock because I love this neighborhood, and I do love Little Rock. My daughter, how I got here was my daughter did get her residency at Children's Hospital in Little Rock, which was an absolutely wonderful experience in a highly rated hospital. The location of this property is only 200 linear feet from Kavanaugh Boulevard, so there is no traffic that comes into the neighborhood to stay at this home. And again, occupancy would be 2 people, 1 or 2 people, but max 4. In my rental agreement, I have not rented this property, by the way, because I haven't been approved yet. So I've respected that. But in a rental agreement, I do have, and I highly recommend that this be a suggestion for the rest of the board, is I put in a good neighbor policy. And that follows your ordinance that says what they can and cannot do. And in this policy, if it's not followed, they can lose their security deposit. Basically, my application, I chose this property because I do love the historic nature of the Heights. I do believe in restoring and keeping the character. To date, I have not had 1 infraction or violation. I know my neighbors very well. Michelle is on one side, and Laura and I go to dinner every time I come into town, so my neighbors are very important to me. I did all the postings, the notices, the letters, the application fees, the research charges, the meetings, and I have improved all the safety on this property. So in closing, because I don't want to take up too much of your time, last June, the board passed an ordinance to approve 500 STR2s in the city of Little Rock, which the Heights was included in this. The ordinance involved new and rigorous standards, which I agree with.
Ms. Bull, I think you may got the votes.
I'm sorry?
I think you may have the votes.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate your votes.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay.
No.
Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Director Hines. Director Hines. Director Hines.
Sorry, Mayor. This has to do with what we passed on the consent agenda on the amendment to the resolution. The bank First Community that I think holds the title on that piece of property was present. They had an objection to it. They didn't realize they needed to fill out a card. They've given me something that I just showed Tom, but Tom's opined that it disclaims interest, but they're saying they filed this morning saying they did have interest. I don't, the question is, what's the proper order, Tom, if there's a legal interest in this property over and above our condemnation of it tonight?
Well, unless.
If it got filed today at the court that we weren't aware of.
Right. The property is a dangerous property, and that's why it's being demolished. The bank hasn't said it wishes to preserve the property and rehabilitate it. If that is their interest, they can seek an injunction to keep us from carrying forth the demolition. And I would say to the city manager that, let's not enter into this contract tomorrow, probably leave a few days if we haven't already. If we have bid it, we're going to have to bid it, and that'll take some time. If we have not bid it, then there are going to be a few days for the bank to make a decision as to what it wants to do. But the city can't be held or captive because the bank may have an interest for a property that is dangerous that the bank is not repairing.
Okay. Their counsel is here. I guess what's the best order procedure to address this? They weren't aware they need to put in a card to speak on the item.
That's to the pleasure of the board if they wish to hear them.
I would like to hear from their counsel as to what procedures have gone on. Not trying to hold this up. I'm very aware of the part.
Director Hines, which item are you referring to? Just
I'm to our M1 on Overlook. The M1.
we'll take a courtesy to Director Hines and allow the council to briefly share.
I think the bank and their counsel is present, so.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. I'm Laura Brissy. I'm with First Community Bank. Thank you so much. Before the city board of directors authorizes the city manager to enter into a demolition contract on 2 Overlook Circle, I wanted the opportunity to point out that back in 2023, the bank did file a complaint asking to enjoin the city from proceeding in demolition. The city was served in December, and the complaint was filed December 19th. The city was served and filed an answer this morning in which the city of Little Rock disclaimed lien or interest, and the crux of the relief that was sought in the complaint was an injunction from condemnation and demolition. So I just feel like we've got an issue here with the resolution to approve the demolition contract.
Is the bank going to repair the property and make it safe?
Yes, I have with me, and I'm glad to share, I have 12 copies of a structural engineer report that we just received on January 20th. It's a letter report, a 2-page report that finds that the overall structural integrity of the residence is intact. I drove by our headquarters are in Batesville, and that's where I'm from, and I just saw the property for the first time today, and I was horrified. We will hastily make sure that it is cleaned up and that we commence repairs. There's funds available for repairs that will commence repairs under the supervision of this structural engineer, professional engineer here in Little Rock who has observed the property. We also have an architect that is going to oversee the renovations as well. There's funds available, and we would just like the opportunity to complete renovations and get this thing fixed up and sold.
As a fellow member of the bar, I have no doubt in anything you said, but if I told you the number of times that we have heard that there are funds available and we're going to fix it up and it never happened, I don't think you would be surprised at that. What I would suggest is the resolution's been passed, which gives us the authority to go forward. If it is not done, there is a procedure that the city manager can direct the Department of Planning to give a special building permit because of the nature of it, and if those are applied for promptly, we probably won't bid the demolition until we can get that carried out and found that this is all going to happen. And if it does, we will probably give you in Batesville a gold star for actually carrying out a decision to actually rehabilitate a property rather than destroy it.
Right, okay.
And Mr. oh gosh, Jamie Collins is in the back of the room at the very corner. He can raise his hand. He can tell you how to get the application for the special permit.
Very good.
It's a less number of days, and I don't remember the exact number. I think it's like 60 days. But if y'all get started and the manager is working with that department to do it, my office isn't going to pursue anything, and I don't think we're going to pursue hiring somebody to tear it down. We would much rather have properties saved.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. We will,
Mayor, I have a question.
yes.
Director Hines, we've got Director Phillips, then we'll come to you.
I want to make sure,
Director Hines.
I want to make sure I'm clear, because in deference to.
Director Hines, we're trying to go in order. Director Phillips.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And I just had a maybe it's a good question, quick question for clarification from the city attorney. Did our vote today approving this resolution, is that inconsistent with anything that the city has done as it relates to the pleadings that were filed at the court?
No.
Okay, I just want to be clear on that. Thank you, city attorney.
Director Hines.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify, so the bank, First Community out of Batesville, is who's taking this action? They're the ones that are supervising it? I just want some clarity on that.
Right. First Community Bank does not own the property. It is owned by a customer of the bank.
Okay, I wanted some clarity on that, because
Right.
I think that's where the rub's going to be from Director Campiris and Director Webb, that this builder in particular has owned it for well over a year, 2 years, and nothing's happened with it. And I think that's where the crux of all of this is going. And I'm going to defer to Dean and Director Campiris and Director Webb. I've known Renee for a long time, and I thought he was here on one of these STRs, and then I saw this scowl on his face, and I had to go ask him, well, what did we do? And he said, well, that condemnation. I said, well, let me make sure. When you brought up the fact that there had been some legal action, I just want to make sure we cover our bases and don't put us in jeopardy. But I think the issue has been in this case is that your customer has not done what they said they would do, and I think there's a lot of doubt, and I will tell you that it was a great property, and if it's fell in such disrepair, I know the bank's trying to limit its losses on this, but I think it might be, I don't know, I'm not willing to rescind my vote or do that, but I just wanted to make sure you were heard so we don't have any due process issues.
Director Campiris.
Lance, thank you. You know, I used to have a director on here who would say, you know, you fooled me once, you fooled me twice, and now you want to fool me the third time. And 2 weeks ago, I came home, and there were people on the lot that had set 3 different fires trying to get rid of the waste on the property. And I had to call the fire department, and they had to come bring a truck out at I don't know how expense to put out 3 fires right below a residential neighborhood. The next day I came home and there was a backhoe and blocking up the street, picking up trash. And I called Jamie and I called Kevin, and there was no demolition permit. There was no construction permit. And when I went up there and asked them what they were doing, they all started running away saying, what's going on here? And this has been going on for 2 years. And if you talk to the neighbors next door, my worry is that their houses are going to be involved as that side of that hill becomes unstable. They've cut all the trees off of it. Nothing stays on the thing. Everything comes down to the street. And I don't know how I'm going to assure those residents who are my neighbors, but also my constituents, that y'all are going to do anything other than mess around another year or so. And this is going to fall down, and there's going to be a biker coming down Overlook, and there's going to be a catastrophe. So tell me how we're going to assure that people aren't going to be hurt and there is going to be something going on there.
Great. What we're going to have to do is get a special permit to move forward with the project. If that permit is granted, our customer is either going to have to immediately begin the renovation and move forward, or we'll do it in-house. And I've brought with me our in-house, she's our special assets manager, and she is an expert in finishing failed projects, and we end up in foreclosure and finishing failed projects often. This loan is currently in foreclosure. We're trying to work with the borrower and trying to move it forward so that it gets completed, gets renovated, and sold. That's everybody's goal. What assurance can I give you? I can tell you that the bank will take over the project itself and complete it if our customer doesn't do what he's supposed to do in moving forward immediately.
Well, I would suggest that tomorrow morning you go knock on the doors of the people up there that I just sent a notice to saying that we're going to condemn it, and said, thank you, we're going to get rid of that monstrosity, and tell them that the plans have changed again, and that we're now going to get a permit legally, and we're going to go through the process, and we're going to talk to the neighbors, and we're going to tell them what we're doing, rather than having a bunch of people on Sunday afternoon setting bonfires on the side of the hill to try not to have to get rid of the trash by picking it up. I mean, this is crazy.
Absolutely. The customer is here, present. I've already had the conversation with them tonight. The state of trash and repair is unacceptable. It is unacceptable to the bank as the mortgagee, and we will take over the project if he doesn't immediately do exactly what we've asked him to do. We are prepared. We stand ready, and our in-house expert is here with me, and we visited the project ourselves today so that we could be prepared to talk about that.
Director Phillips?
Yeah, just one more question. I just want to make sure I understand this from a logistical standpoint. We voted to condemn it, and if I heard the city attorney correctly, he's saying that there may be some lag time before we take any action to see if the buyer or the bank is going to take action. Do we need to do anything differently as a board in light of that?
No. The direction's been, I think the city manager heard what I said. I think that Mr. Collins has been quite familiar with these permits, and I think the bank recognizes that it's condemned and will remain that way unless they do something really quick.
Correct.
So if the bank does do something really quick, do we need to do anything in light of the fact that we just passed a resolution to demolish the structure?
No, because the permit for rehabilitation is given, it's for a shorter period of time, and it's checked, and if it's not carried out, then we'll just put out the bid for the demolition.
Okay, understood. Thank you, City Attorney. That's all I have, Mayor.
Vice Mayor Webb?
Thank you, Mayor. I mean, I'm really distressed about this, and so I would like to know what's the definition of quick? I mean, as Director Computer said, the neighbors have put up with this for a long time. It's dangerous. We've had people come in before and tell us that they were going to fix things, and we've still condemned it, and we voted to do this. And so now we just said that this has to be quick. So what is quick?
Well, I mean, I'm going to defer to the manager and to Mr. Collins, but they know that the board has said tear it down. The bank knows that the board has said tear it down. And I would think that there'd probably be phone calls tomorrow to try to work through all of that. And if there's not, I imagine there will be a bid put out to tear it down.
And just for Vice Mayor Webb, just so you're aware, it's already been bid out and the contractor's ready to go.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Director Phillips?
I know we mentioned Director Collins a lot. I don't know if he has anything that he want to add to bring clarity to the board about this situation. Director Collins?
I just wanted to clarify to the board that this property is already condemned. The board did that last year. And then after the condemnation, Housing and Neighborhood Programs went to bid. We issued notices properly per state requirements to all property owners and interested parties, which means the bank did get notice to the condemnation process and the date of the hearing. So we followed our process. So we are here today it was just approval of the contractor only. It's already been condemned to do what everybody's talking about, to look at rehabilitation. It has to come off the condemnation list first in order for us to start the remediation. That's what we've done in the past, but I will leave that to the city attorney to opine on that. But we have to amend that ordinance is what we've done in the past to allow somebody to come in and do remediation based on a time frame or other conditions that the board may set. We did that for a property off of MLK about 2-3 years ago.
We've had other properties where we haven't quite done it that way, but that's okay. The point is that the bank's got two choices right now. They can either work with us immediately, or they can seek an injunction from the court immediately. Either one of those things could stop this from being demolished. Right now, I think you've got a captive audience that says we're going to fix this. But I think you also have an audience that's where they're going to have to fix it quickly. And I think they just heard from Mr. Collins and we're not messing around.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
We'll now transition. Director Peck wanted to make an announcement.
Just a couple of quick comments. As one of the liaisons to the Airport Commission meeting, they did meet today, and just some really good news that I wanted to share with my colleagues. There were 70% more passengers in 2023 than 2022. That's huge. Still, the record's 2019 before the pandemic, but that's very encouraging. Also, they have broken a record for non-operating revenue, 11% increase. A lot of this is from the bipartisan infrastructure grants. Lots of projects going on, Taxiway Charlie, the Central Utility Plant, just a lot of great action at our airport. And the final thing I wanted to mention is the airport's been selected as the Women's Transportation Seminar Arkansas Chapter's Employer of the Year. This will be recognized on February 1st at an event. And this organization attracts and connects and advances women's careers in transportation. Suzanne Payton, who is here quite often, and I think most of us know her, she's an engineer. She currently serves as the organization's president, and she's helped this group help this get going at the airport. And she is the key reason that the airport was cited for this award. She's a professional engineer. She's been there since 2021. So kudos to Suzanne and kudos to everybody at the airport. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Phillips.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Just in the spirit of Director Peck's update, I wanted to give a brief update from Little Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau. My colleagues know, most of the people in Little Rock know that the eclipse is happening on April 8th, and CVB is doing a lot to plan around all the people we have coming into our city. Mayor, today during the meeting, we discussed having CVB come and do a presentation at one of our upcoming board agenda meetings about all the things they have planned for that weekend. It's going to be a big to-do in our city as we're in the line of paths for the eclipse. So I wanted to share that with my colleagues, and hopefully in February, Mayor, we can get someone to come do a presentation about all that's in store for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there a motion to go into executive session? Oh, it's after.
Second.
There's a motion second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Meeting goes into recess. Meeting's back in session as we conduct the executive session with nothing to report back. I will now go to citizens communication. Ms. Becca Green.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council members, staff members. I'll be quick. I know it's a long day. I wanted to come tonight to thank you for your support of the Markham Road Diet Project and to ask for your commitment to fund the project fully all the way to Pine Street as presented to the community. An article from the Arkansas Times last week alluded to having enough funding for phase one. Phase one indicates that there are more than one phase, and I'd just like to have the reassurance and hear that confirmed that there are multiple phases to this, and also hear a commitment to funding all of the phases leading to Pine without interruption between the phases once the final project has started. This is important for several reasons. The article alluded to phase one being 3 to 4 blocks west of the intersection of Kavanaugh and Markham. That would be at Crystal Court and Martin Streets. There are 4 blocks on the north side of Markham between Crystal Court and Pine, and 5 blocks between Valmar and Pine. That's an important part of the corridor. The sidewalks are about 1 to 1.5 feet wide. As many of you guys know, drivers regularly speed across 2 or 3 hills on this corridor where they have no sight lines to the other road path in front of them and on the other side of the hill. There are schools. I live right down from the joint Pulaski Heights Middle School and Elementary School campus where school kids walk to school not only on weekdays but also on the weekends to get to the playground and to the basketball courts. There were lots of healthcare workers walking down the hill, especially last week when there was inclement weather. Some of our UAMS workers were walking down the hill to go across Markham to get to their jobs and serve our community. So in short, I'd like to thank you again. I'd like to thank MetroPlan for committing some funds to this, and also encourage you guys to seek more funding to finish it out once it's started to complete the corridor. So thank you for your time. It's a very important project. It's very important for making our streets safer and providing mobility for all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Becca. We do appreciate you. Seeing no other questions, or a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned.